she satisfies. Leather jacket, zipped up tight. And big ones coming, look for lost and found. Iron gleams, bright and night city, where your appetite weighs you out your sunrise. She pulls my trigger, got me up alright. It's a danger pretty here in night city. Here in night city, got me up alright. Here in night city. The way you chase and tease me, get me up so high. We're on the rooftop and you don't compromise. Too many hollow, empty bodies lying around my street. Don't testify. You got to whisper now on your arm, and so we keep on moving. Gotta take it slow. No, she pulls my trigger, got me up alright. It's a danger pretty here in our city. She pulls my trigger, got me up alright. It's a danger pretty here in our city. Here in our city, got me up alright. Here in our city. She pulls my trigger, got me up alright. It's a danger pretty here in our city. Here in our city, got me up alright. Here in our city. The way you chase and tease me, get me up so high. We're on the rooftop and you don't compromise. Too many hollow, empty bodies lying around my street. Don't testify. You got to whisper now on your arm, and so we keep on moving. Gotta take it slow. No, she pulls my trigger, got me up alright. It's a danger pretty here in our city. She pulls my trigger, got me up alright. It's a danger pretty here in our city. Here in our city, got me up alright. Here in our city. She pulls my trigger, got me up alright. It's a danger pretty here in our city. Here in our city, got me up alright. Here in our city. The way you chase and tease me, get me up so high. We're on the rooftop a danger pretty here in our city. She pulls my trigger, got me up alright. It's a danger pretty here in our.
Okay, am I good? Can you hear me now? Yo, yo. Wow. I feel like that. Motherfucker. Yo, yo, can you hear me? Yo, yo. Am I good? Can you hear me now? All right, bet. Yo, yo. All right, that's cool. So we're gonna do this.
How did I not see this? That Africans and African Americans are two distinct people. Now I'm going to say some because some are actually descendants from Africa and they come here and so they're called African Americans, and there are some that are called African Americans here that are actually native to the Americas. Many quote unquote black or African Americans are actually native to the land here in the United States. While some were shipped over here during the slave trade, there were already quote unquote black people here. They were already here in the Americas. According to the National Museum of the American Indian, black natives exist. We are indigenous people of the Americas and the Caribbean. You know that guy that claimed he discovered America? Yeah, he did not discover anything because there were already people here. Black people were present in the Americas prior to Christopher Columbus and prior to the transatlantic slave trade. We've been told at least my whole life, that Christopher Columbus actually discovered America. However, over the last 2.5 decades, since the 500-year anniversary of Christopher Columbus' first voyage across the Atlantic, there has been a significant shift in how Columbus is viewed, with historians now describing him as a brutal conqueror. This article goes on to say, over the past decades, scholars...
Not only brutal, when he left England, they thought he was crazy. When he left Europe, they thought he was crazy. So they empty out the prisons and let him take the prisoners with him. The prisoners with him. They empty out. It was the way they cleared out the prison cells. They cleared out their cells by giving them to Christopher Columbus because they thought he was crazy. He came over here with murderers and rapists, criminals, thieves. That this was his crew.
Scholars have also argued that a number of early voyages to the Americas preceded Columbus's first voyage. In his book, They Came Before Columbus, published in 1976, Ivan argued that quote-unquote Africans had come to the Americas long before Columbus, and that Western scholars had hidden or suppressed evidence of this fact. Why would Western...
Published in 1976, the year before I was born. This isn't new woke shit or something they teach in the universities. Oh, this is woke stuff they trying to DEI, whatever. No.
Scholars hide this from us. Do you guys think there's something a lot deeper here? Again, this is just me thinking out loud. They clearly wanted us to know that Africans were shipped from Africa to the Americas, but they left out the little detail that there were actually some quote-unquote black people already here, native to the land. And what is it with black people? It's as if somebody is trying to erase your past, your true history. They're trying to suppress it. Why? To be clear, I know 100% it is not due to your skin color. And what is it about this land, America? Listen, all I know for a fact is...
And look, Albert Einstein, when he came to America, Albert Einstein, atomic bomb, the greatest mind ever, what they say is, Einstein, his name is synonymous with genius. You know what I'm saying? Albert Einstein. When he came to America, he said America has a huge problem with racism. He's never seen anything like that. Albert Einstein. What? And the reason why I'm doing all of this is because for 8 years I listened to these fucking weirdos and bozos and you watch YouTube and you got the quartering who whatever and his whole shit now is black fatigue and this black fatigue shit and DEI and nerd culture and this whole fucking culture. Try to tell me that I'm lesser. I'm over it, Jack. I am over it. Y'all, you didn't win, but you won what pisses me off. I give you that one. How do I scroll this bitch down? Is it down, button?
And then when we come to the United States case, the myth is that Lincoln freed the slaves, but Lincoln says in 1860 and 1861, it is a lie and a slander that we have any intention to abolish slavery in the slave colonies of the South, in the slave states of the South. This is just a lie, he says. So why does it happen? Well, it happens because, as W.E.B. Du Bois puts it in his great book, Black Reconstruction from 1935, the slaves took matters into their own hands. 500,000 of them fled from the South, withdrew their labor from the Confederacy, found their way to Union lines, and Lincoln's generals are going, what do we do with these people? What's our policy? And initially the policy was return them to their masters. But they refused to go back. They came in such numbers that this wasn't viable. And a few of the more radical Republican generals said, I'm not returning them. They were defying Lincoln, but they were defying Lincoln because enslaved people were forcing the issue. And ultimately, 200,000 of these self-emancipated black men find their way into the Union Army and Navy. Women serve as cooks and as spies. We often forget that the great Harriet Tubman, who had led a series of raids to free family members and then to free non-kin fugitives, was the most accomplished spy for the Union Army. Lincoln eventually provided a pass which said, Harriet Tubman can go wherever she wants, because the point is, she could provide intelligence to the Union Army that no one else could provide. So this was a movement of self-emancipation. Enslaved people forced...
Quite frankly, sir, you've been courting an awful lot of white women. Will this continue?
As long as I can keep it up.
The great Ricky Pride. Some consider the greatest comedian ever.
I mean, why do you think they call it the White House?
I guess I had to stop drinking. You know, I just got tired of waking up on the freeway driving 90. sober you up quick. Oh! Where's everybody? Why'd they leave me here?
Because I am no day at the beach.
If you've never seen JoJo Dancer, I grew up watching all the specials and all this, Live at the Sunset, all that. Sat down with my family as a little kid, playing raunchy comedy, whatever. My dad, my mom's. And anyway, whatever. If you haven't seen JoJo Dancer, go watch. Richard Pryor is considered by all of the comedians. I ain't talking about us. I'm talking about people that actually do it. The Jordan of comedians. The Jordan of comedians, Richard Pryor. Go watch JoJo Dancer. It's his life story, and he plays himself in that movie. It's incredible. JoJo Dancer is incredible.
I know I'm hard to get along with. I know that because I might wake up in the morning and go, hey, wake up. What was that shit you said last February?
This is my about 4th, 5th, 6th marriage, 8th, I don't know.
18 years ago, they greet him in small towns by tying a yellow ribbon around the old oak tree. Then they try and hang him with it.
Oh, man. I recently, today, or 2 days ago, and then it led into today, of Robin Williams. He's a video game nerd himself. He named his daughter Zelda. After the Legend of Zelda, not because of the name, like it's a history. He named his daughter after the Legend of Princess Zelda. There's this gorilla that they taught sign language. This is no bullshit. This is what I'm about to tell you is incredible. I went down a rabbit hole today. Instead of watching film before I went to work, I went down a rabbit hole of truth. I swear, yo, I peeked in on fan, man, whatever. I don't even want to hear that shit. And the algorithm just kept feeding me the shit. And Robin Williams, they taught this, the gorilla was on the cover of Time magazine. They taught her, I can't speak it. Anyway, the gorilla got depressed. Literally, the gorilla got depressed. Something happened, like either her pet kitten died or her best friend died or something, and she got depressed. And Robin Williams came in and made the gorilla come out of depression while it was smiling, give him a hug. He talks about the shit, how it changed his life. And it's one of the stand-ups. He said, well, and Nola's crying right now, but don't pay no attention to her because I came home from work, I let her out, and I left my bedroom door open. She got a thing for my socks, and she got one of my polo socks, and she chewed my sock up, and I put it right back in the cage. She got to learn, man, and she's getting bigger, and I know this, man, and her breed is, she got to learn. It can only be one alpha up in this bitch, and the dash to me gonna be a bitch. You know what I'm saying? So she got to learn. You know what I'm saying? I did it with Tyson. But anyway, what I'm saying is in one of his stand-ups, he says a thing like, if an 800-pound gorilla by your nipples, you need to listen. He brought this gorilla, there's video footage of him and this fucking gorilla sitting down, and you can see the gorilla start laughing and smiling and bring him in and start hugging him. And afterward, he said how much it changed his life. I shit you not, man. Real shit.
All I can say, though, is this man's a genius. Now, who else can take all the forms of comedy, slapstick, satire, mime, and stand-up, and turn it into something that'll offend everyone?
How's your mama?
Well, how's my mama? For the pain, for about 5.
If you ever watched JoJo Dancer, his mama was a prostitute. He grew up in a whorehouse. He's Richard Pryor. If you don't know that, he's considered the greatest comedian ever. He set himself on fire. He was cracked out. He got strung out on crack. He grew up in a whorehouse. He was molested. His mother was a prostitute. Yo, this shit is wild. Yo. I knew this before. It's on Richard Pryor. I'm not saying like I just found this out today. Like, go watch JoJo Dancer. If you never seen JoJo Dancer, it's the story of Richard Pryor, the greatest comedian ever, and he plays his fucking self.
5 weeks I was in the hospital, and finally one day a nurse said to me, "Why don't you ask for something for the pain?" I said, "What?" He said, "All you have to do is ask." I said, "Wait a minute, man, I've been here 5 weeks talking about ooh and ah, and all I had to do was ask?" They said, "Yeah," and I had them shoot me up for 6 more weeks.
Quite frankly, sir, you've been courting an awful lot of white women. Will this...
If you haven't heard the news, China...
I just got out of the shower.
Everybody need to watch this video. This is well said. Check this out. Let me know what you think.
Please contribute. Say something.
You want me to say something? Fine. I'll say something. You.
Pop quiz. What do you know him from? Terminator 2, holding a grenade at the end. That's where you know him from. Well, that's where I know him from. When I see him, that's the first thing I think about is Terminator 2, Judgment Day.
You people. You're not a race.
This is a skit.
You are a virus. You destroy the world. Everything beautiful you poison. You drag us from our homes. You rape our daughters, murder our sons. You crack our spines and do all you can to break our will. You stab us. Then you put the knife in our hand and tell us it's our fault. And if you don't do it yourself, you stand by, close your eyes, and pretend there's nothing wrong. And then you pray to your God to silence our screams so that you can enjoy the happiness that we built for you with our blood. But it's not your fault. It's the only way you know how to be. And the only thing that will change anything is if another virus comes along and does to you what you do to us. And I hope that happens very soon.
Everybody need to watch this video. This is well.
So you gotta think McGregor's knee was
the closest thing to fresh air in this.
You need to watch this.
So I've been married for more than 15 years.
Congratulations.
I have been in a side relationship that my husband recently found out about. How can I...
This is Pope Nicholas V. He's the one that wrote the papal bull to enslave all black people. That was him right there. He instituted the transatlantic slave trade. Now give me Santa Claus. They call Santa Claus Center Claus on the right. Their Santa Claus is Pope Nicholas V. That's Saint Nick, Jolly Saint Nick. Now, there were two Saint Nicks. One in Russia who gave gifts on Hanukkah, but not that one. It's the other one, Pope Nicholas V. That's what this is in honor of. So, see how there's Santa Claus, or Santa Claus wears red, gold, and white. He wears the Pope's hat. Okay?
Yeah. So,
give me the next image.
But I ain't see the chat. I'm looking at this. I couldn't see the chat.
Now, you may ask yourself, okay, that's Pope Nicholas V, Saint Nick in the center. But who are these two black people on the side? One of the first places they started to conquer was Spain and Portugal, the Iberian Peninsula, where the Moors, the word Moor is Latin, meaning blacks. They conquered our people in Spain and Portugal and enslaved us. That's why Pope Nicholas V, Saint Nick, has Santa's helpers. The helpers is a euphemism or a nice way of saying slaves.
Jews don't run the world, Freemasons don't run the world. It's much darker than that.
Freaking muskrat. Finally. Size of a squirrel. Take this thing.
There are black people here, and we make music. And we spend thousands, $100,000 on videos. And we're not doing this for the sake of because we enjoy doing it. We're doing it because it's part of the art. And we're being excluded from the art.
When MTV launched in 1981, they had a policy, rock music only. That meant no funk, no R&B, no soul, which also meant almost no black artists.
There seem to be a lot of black artists making very good videos that I'm surprised aren't used on MTV.
Well, of course, also we have to try and do what we think not only New York and Los Angeles will appreciate, but also Poughkeepsie or Midwest, pick some town in the Midwest that will be scared to death by Prince, which we're playing, or a string of other black faces.
That's
and black
very
music.
interesting. Isn't that interesting?
You know, we have to play the music that we think an entire country is going to like.
It's evident in the fact that the only few black artists that one does see are on about 2:30 in the morning to around 6. Very few are featured predominantly during the day.
Rick James was one of the first.
This is in my lifetime. This is why I can't stand y'all motherfuckers. That I'm not even go about denying Egypt and black people in Egypt or whatever, Nubians and stuff. But you would go as far as to tell me that, yo, get over it. Like, bro, this is in my lifetime. We're not even talking about my daddy and my granddaddy. My granddaddy. We're not talking about a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, America was shit. No, we talk about yesterday. And you got the balls to tell me, get over it? Eat a dick.
To say it out loud when his video for Super Freak was rejected. He went straight to the press and called them out directly. He said that they were discriminating against black artists while also building a platform on a genre that had originated from black people.
We're being sat in the back of the bus television style. And if Pittman gets away with this, and there are other cable shows that form, they're going to try.
Then Michael Jackson tried to get MTV to play Billie Jean. MTV passed on it. Their reason? It wasn't rock. CBS Records president wanted.
And I haven't seen this video. Was it Thriller? It was either Thriller or it was Michael Jackson that broke the wall. Michael Jackson broke down the wall. And, I'm sorry.
Yet Nikoff had a different response. He told MTV if they did not play the video, he would pull every CBS artist from their channel. Now Michael Jackson, no Bruce Springsteen, no Billy Joel, nothing. Of course, MTV changed their mind and they aired Billie Jean. The video became one of the most watched in the channel's history. Shortly after, MTV added Beat It and Thriller and the ratings climbed. Once the door was open, it didn't close.
I remember when Thriller aired, it was like a world premiere. Like you stopped what you was doing, because it was the same way with if you remember the time after the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, they played Remember the Time after the episode of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and then they played another video, the one with Janet Jackson, him and Janet Jackson, Black and White. Don't care. That aired at the motherfucking Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and everybody stopped what they was doing to watch that shit because it was that big of a deal.
Then came Prince, and other R&B and funk acts followed. Then in 1988, Yo MTV Raps launched. It introduced hip-hop to a global audience. And
this is my life. You got to understand, I was born 77. So you talking about 70, I'm 11 years old. I'm 11 years old. We used to record this shit. Like, we would be going to junior high football games, whatever, and used to record it because Yo MTV Raps came on, I want to say like at 9 or 10, or maybe even midnight. It came on late. It came on late. And my homeboy used to set his shit to record this shit. Am I right about that? I think I'm right about that.
And it became one of MTV's most influential shows the network had ever aired. MTV spent 2 years building a platform on a genre that was
and Love and what was the fat dude name? Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre. Air Love and Dr. Dre. I'm tripping. I said Dr. J.
rooted in black music while also keeping black art.
When the Africans made their first calendar in 10,000 BC, 10,000 BC, called the stellar calendar, and revised that in 4100 BC, the so-called pre-dynastic era. Where was Greece? Where was Etrusca, that later became Rome? They don't tell you about this, do they? They don't tell you anything about this aspect of the African, because it's not slavery. It doesn't deal with Amos and Andy. It doesn't deal with roots and novel, which they got you to believe had something to do with your history. When the Africans made their first...
If you know who you are at this stage of your life, then you're very limited. If I know who I am at this stage, with 55 years old, and I know who I am, who I'm never going, this is never going to change.
Right.
This is who I am right now. I'm going to be a very limited person.
Yeah.
You know, every day of our life we change without even knowing. Without even knowing we change. I notice the older I get, the closer.
My mother used to, and I'm not talking about sexually. I'm not talking about lust-wise. She loved her some Mike Tyson. First, my mom was a boxing fan. I said this before, but she understood him. She loved her. She thought Mike was a beautiful man. No bullshit. And this was before, Mike had his redemption arc. But you remember he'd been in jail for rape and a whole bunch of other stuff, whatever, and went on Oprah Winfrey and with Robin Givens, and she called him out and said he was abusing her. I mean, Mike went to prison. All of it. And my mother she always thought he was a beautiful man, yo.
Close I am to my past. I started meeting people when I was 7 years old, 8 years old. Now I'm 55. I became world champion. They won 25 or 50 Grammys or platinum albums or something. And we just went on a different world, but we came from that brilliant little cesspool.
How do we really ensure that what we're aiming to achieve really does benefit the majority of people?
If we all had a voice in it, then I feel like it would be better.
Hey, look at Leo. Leo great. I introduced y'all to him. Look at Leo great.
Rope mussels with bittersweet paprika.
This is a genuinely good dude. And Dog King Arthur, yo. He's a genuinely nice guy. You can tell he just is a nice guy. As big as an ogre.
Slaves were lazy and you're not as good at what? Knock it off. Hold on a minute. I like math and it doesn't have an opinion. The 1600s.
I like math because it doesn't have an opinion.
We're an agricultural age. The gold of that time was cotton, tobacco, etc. You had to plant that somewhere. The perfect soil for that was the Caribbean, yes, Latin America, but really southern soil in the U.S. was perfect soil. Now, another point. There were 12.5 million black people that were sent from Africa as part of the slave trade. 10.5 million arrived in this region. 10,200,000 did not come to the U.S. They went to the Caribbean. They went to Cuba, Brazil. They went to Latin America. The second president of Mexico in 1820s was a black man, Guerrero. It's Guerrero State, named after him to this day, who actually freed the slaves in Mexico. And by the way, the one place that said, that's enough, we out of here, because they were a slave trading region, was a breakaway region they called Texas. I'm not making this up. That all happened before you deal with slavery. 300,000 slaves came to America. They grew 300,000 to 4 million because it was bad capitalism. Now, why do they do that? Maybe it's because in order to take dead soil and bring it to life, you need a genius of the soil. The only people who understood in the world how to take dead soil and bring it back to life in intense heat and unrelenting environments where you got to nutrient and provide nutrients in water where there is none, is Africa. Then and now. Am I getting too deep?
I heard Matt Barnes say some of the goofiest shit. Well, why they don't ride zebras in Africa? Zebras have been tried to be domesticated You can Google this shit, Matt Bar. They're not domesticatable for the long haul. Maybe you could have outliers like the gorilla that knows sign language, but all in all, as a whole, zebras are not domesticatable. You know what I'm saying? It's just something inside of it. Like you can't domesticate a hippo. You know what I'm saying? It's just not. Even though they look like horses, they're not like horses. Then I heard him say, "Why they didn't invent the wheel?" Motherfucker, the pyramids. What are you talking about the wheel? We went way past the wheel with Levy. Yo, man.
You stop cooking.
White people were never slaves in America. They were indentured servants. Black people were slaves. This is part 2 of that teaching. All right. Black slavery became a racial law, an actual law. By 1705, Virginia passed an act concerning servants and slaves. And what it did, it gathered and hardened the legal differences between indentured servants and enslaved people. You got that? So the difference was servants were just worked for a time.
Before she say what she gonna say, I've never seen this. She got some beautiful black lips and pretty teeth and a big ass nose I like with an earring in it. Before, I have not watched this. The difference, my great grandmother Washington, who I met in my life, was an indentured. So that's why I keep trying to say when these dudes say this, she's like, bro, this is not that long. This wasn't a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. This shit was yesterday. It was yesterday. My grandmother Washington, my father's grandmother, not my grandmother, my great grandmother, my father's grandmother was an indentured servant. I shit you not. Man, we old, dog. Think my dad was born in 44, I think 44, which means mama was probably born. My grandmama was probably born in the 18s. We're not gonna say 18. At 44, I'm doing bad math. We'll say at that time, we'll say the 1920s. That means my great grandmother was born in the my great grandmother was born in the 1800s. This wasn't that long ago. It was yesterday. Y'all motherfuckers make me sick. And what she's about to say, the difference between this services and slavery is the law they passed where they own you. You're considered property. You're considered property. Another person is considered property, like this remote control or this laptop I'm about to hit play on.
Enslaved people for life.
Life.
And a source, 1705, a source described it plainly. It said servants were for a time, while slaves are the Negroes and their posterity, meaning
perpetual,
their property until the end of time. Well, thankfully, until the end abolishment of slavery. So the word posterity matters. It means.
And then they want to clown Juneteenth like it's this bad thing because we can't have shit when you should all. If you was decent fucking people, you evil motherfuckers, you would say, yeah, why wouldn't we celebrate the last of the slaves being free? Slavery is ugly. Who wants to own another man's property? But inside of you, this is why you hate this shit. This is why you make fun and say it's the black. Inside of you, your spirit, your nature is evil.
Means descendants. It means their children, their grandchildren, their great-grandchildren.
And you rewrite history. What they say, victors write history. You don't even. It ain't the victor write the history. You rewrite history.
Generations to come. And this was not just about labor. This was about creating a permanent racial underclass. You got that? And the 1705 Virginia Slave Code stripped enslaved people of legal protections that earlier black laborers may have sometimes been able to use. PBS explains that after the
I'm gonna say something that's gonna be. I'm not gonna say something. I'm not gonna do that black woman. I'm not gonna bring her nails to avoid saying some debauchery shit I was about to say. I was gonna go to her nails because her mouth look airtight.
1705 slave codes, a slaveholder could punish an enslaved person even to death without meaningful legal
might be a
consequences.
Oh no.
So again, fam, a white servant could eventually become free. An enslaved African could be legally trapped for life, and their children could be trapped after them.
Caleb, I see why they put you on the Madden. Bro trying to block 2 people and witness greatness. I'm getting hit. I might as well throw a fucking bucket. My God, did he score with that? Caleb, I seen these clips, but now I'm really watching. Here comes the pressure. He must have looked at the Jumbotron to know I can't go that way either. It's the way he just accepts his fate and drops a dot. Bears fans, is this propaganda or is he really nasty like this? Run to your left and throw probably the dottiest ball I've ever seen. No trainer can claim credit for this. You've never repped that. No, I'm out of here. Don't touch me, bro. Scampering like Kyler. And throws it with just enough touch for his receiver to check how far them footsteps are. He just got a new fan today. I'm ordering a jersey right.
Everybody need to watch this video. The American dream they lied about. Check this out. Let me know what you think about this.
I'm an American.
I hate guys up top, but I'm not mad at him because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be seeing his videos. And but he does have his nose is humongous. Yeah, it ain't got nothing to do with black. He got a KRS-One nose. He got a snout on him. And that's just cool. I'm not hating on it because it's a black big nose. I'm just saying he has he got a snoz on him.
I live in a 200 square foot flat that has no bedroom. I pay almost $1,800 a month for it now. That's not including utilities. I work full time. I work 10-hour shifts. I work 5 days a week. After I get my paychecks, if I'm to take out rent, utilities, my car payment, which is a 2016 used car, if I take out insurance on the car and medical expenses for my medication.
And then they fucked around and say anything going on with your mouth is cosmetic.
I'm left with about $50 a month to cover for gas, food, and anything else.
Trying to break us. I gotta take a piss. I'm gonna let this play. I'm gonna let this play on repeat. I've been saying, well, Red been talking about it, and don't take this the wrong way. I am not big dogging nobody. I'm being honest. I make decent money. This shit is ridiculous. It's gonna have to. It's like they doing it. It's like they squeezing this on purpose. Because it doesn't make any sense. It's like they squeezing this on purpose. I'll be right back. I'm gonna play though.
Toilet paper, cleaning supplies, literally. Really anything except going to a doctor. Like I haven't seen
it. Talking my ass off and been muted the whole damn time. I'm gonna let that slide. Maybe it was meant for me not to be what I was saying, not to be heard. I was muted the whole damn time. I'll be back though. I'm gonna take a piss. I've been talking my ass off.
Doctor outside of my psychiatrist for like 3 years now because fuck, I can't afford that shit. So needless to say, I'm in debt. I was already in debt. But just in the last year, I've added $10K to my debt because girls gotta eat. When I made a video about this last year, I got a lot of hate for it online. People saying I need to just pick myself up by the bootstraps, you know, that I'm not trying hard enough. But I think people in America now are realizing that, like, yeah, you're one small step from getting to where I am, to homelessness. And more people are living like me every day. Degrees don't matter here. It just matters what kind of family you were born into, I guess. If you have money,
It can sit in a bank and make money. But if you're a worker, you're not really a person here. You're just an asset. And where do you go when it's illegal in some states to be homeless? Why are we considered one of the wealthiest nations, and yet we have almost 1 million people on the streets living, and we can't take care of them? Why are we starting wars and sending money to other countries instead of helping the people here? Or even just using that money for good overseas instead of fucking evil? Americans are so used to hearing fake news that most of us probably still aren't aware of how the world actually works or what history it's actually had. And most of us are just trying to get through each day. We want to leave. We want to have a better life. How do you leave when you don't have money? You know, how do you just go to a different country and not just be homeless there? How do you even get there?
Everybody need to watch this video. The American dream they lied about. Check this out. Let me know what you think about this.
I'm an American. I live in a 200 square foot flat that has no bedroom. I pay almost $1,800 a month for it now. That's not including.
Me and Bud Red talk about it, and this is where I ain't either now, but this is my word, man. Like everything. If you've been listening to me for whatever, you don't think I'm crazy, TJ. Everything costs. I got children. Everything costs $1. Everything. I heard fans say a car is a money pit. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, but you gotta have a car to go to work because you gotta go to work to get money. I mean, it's cool. I'm not mad about that, but they're trying to squeeze blood from a rock to where it has to be on purpose. It has to be on purpose, man. There's no way it can't be on purpose because it's designed where you can't look. I got a good job and I'm thankful. Thank you, Lord. I make decent money. I'm saying that it's gonna have to pop. And this ain't gonna be the .com pop, like, you know, the housing crisis pop or whatever. This is when it comes to food and shelter, and people are not they're finding it hard to put food on the table and have a place to live. We're not talking about clothes. We're not even talking about. Listen, you got to have a cell phone. You can't have a cell phone. That's a bill. That's why I always I keep my bill. I try my best to keep my bills to a minimum. You know, you got to have a cell phone. You got to have internet. Of course, you got to have, you know, whatever. And we're not even talking about like things like toilet paper, like things that you just take for granted. Batteries. You know what I'm saying?
Utilities.
Did you know that Nat Turner's Rebellion?
Everybody need to watch
utilities, and then they raise the utility. I mean, eventually they gotta be doing it on purpose because it's gonna have to pop. It's gonna have to soon, man. I don't know if y'all go to the grocery store. I don't know if y'all are responsible for yourselves. And some of us are, and some of us ain't, or whatever. And some of us on the state, and some of us live with our parents, and it's cool. It is. Bro, living with your, which I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, because when the immigrants come in, they do it with a plan to, okay, well, the first generation, they're going to suffer. It's like 8 people living in the house, but they're going to live in the house and open a business and pass it on to their kids, and eventually they pay for the kids to go to college. This is the American dream. But people are staying home now for the wrong reason. They stay home now because, not because I'm going to go to school or we're going, you know, the mama and the daddy is going to, and the grandparents is going to, you know, lay down the foundation for the next generation to blossom. No, they're there because it's bleak. It's bleak out there, motherfucker. It's bleak. You can't, man. What field? If you have a young child, I got twins that are 17, doing absolutely excellent at school. Well, my daughter is, my son, he's being a son. You know what I'm saying? But my daughter, I can't honestly tell her, you should go to college and look into and do this as a major. I can't give her a path or a suggestion. I give her a path, but I can't even suggest. It would have to be like, okay, well, what do you like? You know what I'm saying? And if she said, well, I like, and I know what she like, well, whatever. But I can't even, I can't give her a course of, this is how you achieve success with what you want to do, because it's all fucked. It's all fucked. And I'm dead ass, man. I can't look her in the face. I can't tell her, yo, not only I go into debt or you go into debt, go to school. It's like, what are you gonna go to school for? Think about it. The arts, AI, and computer software, whatever, and AI. IT, AI, okay. Medical, okay. I give you medical, but they're, a slippery slope now because they're replacing all this. So if you do medical, you better do medical. And medical's long term, because now you're talking about and you're talking about grad schools, residency, and by that time, they're probably going to have, which they have now, AI machines that's doing surgery. I can't tell her this is a good thing for you to do to achieve your dreams. I'm dead ass on that shit. I don't know what to tell her. I can't tell her to go to school. I mean, go to school, go to college for what? I mean, what are you going to take up? What? I mean, think about what, business management and AI. I don't know. I don't know what to tell her.
This video, the American dream they lied about. Check this out, let me know what you think about this.
Did you know that Nat Turner's rebellion almost ended slavery in America 30 years before the Civil War? Most people know the 1831 uprising. 60 people killed, Turner captured, tried, and hanged. But here's what history class skipped. The rebellion shook Virginia so badly that the state legislature held a real debate about abolishing slavery entirely. Not a fringe conversation. A serious vote. Delegates stood up and argued that slavery itself was the danger, not the enslaved people resisting it. The bill came within a handful of votes of passing. Think about that. A man executed for insurrection had pushed America closer to ending slavery than any politician, any petition, or any speech had ever managed.
Back in the Call of Duty 2 days, we just got re-released, that these fucking nerds couldn't even stand their ground against the you hear, man, listen, man, she gotta learn, bro. She won her ass off. She been out. She good. She got food. She got water. Shoot up one of my polo something. Man, I got it. It's just, she got to learn, bro. But listen, what's I saying? I hate hearing her cry. She cries just like a little girl. Can you hear her? She cries just like a little girl. It breaks my. All right. I'll be right back. I'll be right back.
Bill failed. Virginia responded with brutal new laws instead, crushing black life even harder than before. But the window had been open. Turner never lived to see any of it. He died on the gallows in November 1831, believing he had failed. He had no idea what he had actually started. Did you know that Nat Turner's rebellion almost ended slavery in America 30 years before the Civil War? Most people know the 1831 uprising. 60 people killed, Turner captured, tried, and hanged. But here's what history class skipped. The rebellion shook Virginia so badly that the state legislature held a real debate about abolishing slavery entirely. Not a fringe conversation, a serious vote. Delegates stood up and argued that slavery itself was the danger, not the enslaved people resisting it. The bill came within a handful of votes of passing.
Move. I just didn't hear you crying. You slim as shit. Let's move. Move. I don't fuck with you. Move. Get away. Go away. We're not cool. Beat it.
Are millionaires and billionaires. Are millionaires and billionaires. Most of them don't know this because most of them are not into African spirituality. The reason you were made a billionaire is to help lift your people. Most of our millionaires think what, Loon? They think that they got rich to just enjoy their life. No, sir. Why you think God blessed you to get all this money? To buy 1 million cars? You really think God put you in this position?
Right.
To have 30 cars in 20 hours?
Yeah.
Do you follow me?
Yeah.
Do you really think God put you in this position to go clubbing?
Right.
Freaking off on the Queens every weekend, right?
Yeah.
No, you were given this extra income because money is energy. You were given this extra financial energy to do what? Lift the consciousness and quality of life for your people. No blessing is only for you. No blessing
That's a fact.
is only for you. When people say, why was he blessed with more money than you could spend in a lifetime? Obviously, it's not all for you if
Right.
you can't spend it in a lifetime.
Right.
Michael Jackson is the best example, right? I think Mike may have not only been the greatest entertainer, I think Michael Jackson was the greatest philanthropist because Mike did exactly what you're supposed to do with his wealth. Think about this, Loon. Donating every dollar from a concert tour to deal with AIDS in Africa? Every dollar, Loon. Have you ever heard of that? What rapper you know donated every dollar to deal with a humanitarian crisis?
Right.
I think Michael Jackson might have been a prophet. Are millionaires and billionaires.
Let's get real about being a military spouse. It's not easy, but TRICARE now.
There's always been racism in it. It's mainly what it is, you know? Because if you really cared about people coming over the right way, the legal way, then you would make the right way and the legal way clear, and you wouldn't kidnap people at their green card interviews, and you wouldn't have like mass people picking people up after baseball practice, okay?
He sailed for the same king and queen who had just conquered Grenada and signed the Alhambra Decree. This is episode 5 of Patterns of Invasion. So far, we've watched Spain transform from within. Now, that same kingdom is preparing to look beyond Europe. Now, Ferdinand and Isabella turned their attention westward. On August 3rd, 1492, Christopher Columbus departed from Palos with 3 ships, the Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria. His voyage was undertaken under the authority of the Spanish crown. After more than 2 months at sea, land was sighted on October 12, 1492. As he explored the Caribbean, Columbus met indigenous communities, recorded his observations, took several people captive, gathered information about the islands, and searched for gold and other valuable resources. Everything he learned would be carried back to Spain. In 1493, Columbus returned to the Spanish court. He brought news of new lands across the Atlantic. He also brought captives.
Now I know y'all gonna be like, oh no, this is it. Here's the thing about this shit. It's rewriting history. It's not even rewriting history. It's just hiding history. Because if you look, it's there. They can't deny it because it's in his fucking diaries. It's in his diaries.
And reports describing the people, resources, and opportunities he believed existed there. Notice the pattern we've been following. First, Spain completed the conquest of Grenada. Then the crown reorganized its kingdom. Now, the same monarchy had knowledge of lands across the Atlantic. The story was no longer confined to Iberia. It was becoming global. Before Spanish expeditions ever reached the American Southeast, there was first an expedition that reached the Caribbean. Understanding that sequence helps us understand how the Spanish world gradually expanded toward North America. Columbus had returned. Spain now claimed to have reached new lands, but one question remained. Who gave Spain the authority to claim them? In our next episode, we'll examine the papal document known as Intercaetera and how it helped shape Spain's claims in the Americas. I'll see you in episode 6. He sailed for the same king.
Did you know the creator of Full Metal Alchemist released a new anime? Demons of the Shadow Realm just released on Crunchyroll, and it's looking like one of my top watches of the season. 4.9 rating. The animation studio is Studio Bones, who's also the same studio behind Full Metal Alchemist, My Hero Academia, and Soul Eater. The story follows Yuru and Asa, twins that were separated at a very young age and must find their way back to each other. Along their journey, they learn about their prophesized power to control special creatures known as demons, and they need to use that power to save the worord.
There's two different kind of crossovers. So the crossover that myself and Tim had, it was a 1-2 between the legs, and then it was a low crossover under the knees. So as Smitty was saying, everything was tight. And we were taught that you play inside the box. You never come outside the box so you can get right to your shot.
Came out with that wide
Iverson came in with a
V8.
crossover that was outside of the box.
Why?
So his crossover
And
was
Mashburn.
out here.
And Jamal Mashburn had a wicked one too. Nobody talks about Mash. Monster Mash, yeah, one too. They changed the rules. Bethel, Hampton, he came to Camelot and played on our courts. Because that's where you know what I'm saying, you had to prove something back in the day before, when you was a high school baller hooping and shit. It's the rounds you got to make. I used to make the rounds, not saying I was nice like that, but we wake up on Saturday morning and go to Riverside, out Greenbrook, go out Riverside to the gym, because that's where they hoop at. You know what I'm saying? I'll be right back. I'm at this.
Here, and then he would
shimmy,
shake with it, and then bring it back, And so when he went outside the box, that's why Iverson had to bring his shot back in to shoot from over here. That's the difference. But Iverson, when he added the shake to it, I'm glad it was on Jordan and it wasn't on me.
Of all of his crossovers, which one do you put as his number one?
Oh, the Michael Jordan one.
Did dudes worse than I did Mike.
Yeah. Was it Antonio McDaniels?
I did him bad.
That was he like, he was
Oh, yeah, I remember that one.
He fell, got back up and fell again.
Yeah.
So you were the first guy I seen do it like you did it. Like, how do you set that up? And like, once you go like that, are you always coming back that way?
I can't cross from, and people told me that's Patrick Beverly.
Okay.
Because he was like, if you going right, you going all the way to the basket. Your crossover is from left to right.
Right.
So if I put it in my right hand, and the only thing I could do was the cross with my left. I would have to go to the other side of the backboard and use my right. I ain't want to dribble with my left, nothing. You know what I mean?
And yet they would still fall for it.
We used to, my left, of course, I'm right-handed. So you take a tennis ball and you dribble with your left hand with a tennis ball. You know what I'm saying? Even though it's gonna slip and slide, but once you could dribble with a tennis ball with your left hand, then you get a basketball. Man, that's what I said earlier on the other stream. I'm not like these dudes. I just like nerd shit. For real, man. And it's Caleb. Shout out to Caleb Reynolds, man. I think I can see myself in Caleb. Caleb's a cool ass dude, yo. Chicken pants. Shout out.
For it.
Yeah, because you make it the way you do it, you're making that person, you got to make it look exactly like you going that way. You know what I mean?
That's the key.
Once you try to beat me to the spot, you in trouble.
There's two different kind of crossovers. So
Can't say we were great friends, but in 1991 I decided I wanted to try and get to know him better. I asked him out to dinner. I said, "My treat, I'll drive, just you and me." He agreed and showed up to my house without any bodyguards. We drove to the restaurant in my car. It was dark out, but he was still wearing sunglasses. I said, "Michael, I feel like I'm talking to a limousine. Do you think you could take off those glasses so I can see your eyes?" He paused for a moment. Then he tossed the glasses out the window, looked at me with a wink and a smile and said, "Can you see me now? Is that better?" In that moment, I could see both his vulnerability and his charm. The rest of the dinner, I was hell-bent on getting him to eat French fries, drink wine, have dessert, and say bad words. Things he never seemed to allow himself to do. Later, we went back to my house to watch a movie, and we sat on the couch like two kids. And somewhere in the middle of the film, his hand snuck over and held mine. It felt like he was looking for a friend more than a romance, and I was happy to oblige him. And in that moment, he didn't feel like a superstar. He felt like a human being. We went out a few more times together, and then for one reason or another, we fell out of touch. Then, the witch hunt began. Most of us had turned our backs on him. In a desperate attempt to hold on to his memory, I went on the internet to watch old clips of him dancing and singing on TV and on stage. And I thought, my God, he was so unique, so original, so rare, and there will never be anyone like him again. He was a king. Long live the king. Can't say we were great friends, but in 1991 I decided I wanted to try and get to know him better. I asked him out to dinner. I said, my treat, I'll drive, just you and me. He agreed and showed up to my house without any bodyguards. We drove to the restaurant in my car.
It's 9:44. I'm about to cook some steak and shrimp quesadillas. My first time trying to cook quesadilla. You know what I'm saying? I got tortillas I don't want to waste, so I'm about to do this. Let me the whole time I haven't even been on a stream where the chat was visible. Thank you, Angela, for coming through. Let me read this real quick. Are you a huge Michael Jackson fan? The most people ruled over Tartarian. Mike seems like a good person. TJ, a black woman that was already here in Louisiana. She had a husband on every slave. TJ, I'm buying school supplies for T. I like that. My dog Annie, she had to lean to not chew on stuff. I'm thinking chew on stuff, no doubt. Yeah, thanks for coming through, man. Y'all come through. Listen, I go to work in the morning. I'm about to make these steak and listen. I'm gonna tell you real quick what I'm about to do. So I got a ribeye that I don't want to go to waste. It was in the freezer because I bought 2 in the pot. So I ate one, but then I was like, okay, I thawed out yesterday, but I didn't get a chance to eat it yesterday. And instead of just eating surf and turf, I was like, man, I'm gonna make a fucking quesadilla because I got these tortillas that I had sour cream, and I got all the ingredients. So all I needed to buy was a bell pepper. I'm about to make some quesadillas. It's 9:46 is a good time. I go to work at 8 o'clock in the morning. I think I got a beer to drink, which will last me long enough to cook this shit because it shouldn't take me long. And if not, that's what it is. But listen, the Lord is good. And listen, call your mama, your father, your baby daddy, your baby mama, your children, your cousins, your peoples, your friends, your co-workers, your neighbors. If you got your neighbors' phone numbers, if you're cool with your neighbors like that, like I am with my neighbor, you got your neighbor phone number. You know what I'm saying? Yo, let somebody be like, yo, what's up? What's good with you? Whatever. And on top of all of that, this is the corner. Stay black, yo. Stay black. The cradle of civilization. The cradle, stay black. The Lord is good. I'm out, man. Be easy. Love, peace, and hair grease.